Hey everybody, it's Cad Roll Hunter, and I've got $1,000 box of Toonies that's going to burn a hole in my pocket if I don't get into it right now. Hey folks, this is James and you're watching my channel Cad Roll Hunter, and that's right, I got $1,000 of Toonies Canadian $2 coins that I've had for a little bit, and I think it's time to get into them. We're looking for colorized Toonies, low mint Toonies, maybe even a foreign if we find something in here. That's not unheard of. We want to crack in here. Hopefully we're not going to find too many counterfeits, because that's obviously a big problem with Toonies, of course, as you know if you've been watching my channel. So we're just going to dive right in. We're going to get started right on these rolls here and see what we can find. Well, that's a good start. Roll number one, we've got our first colorized Toonie. This is the 2021 Insulin, and it kind of looks like that it's been pretty circulated. So that Insulin, that blue coloring, looks like it's kind of coming off, but we'll take it. That's color. That's our first colorized Toonie, our first find of the hunt. I'm going to stack up all the 2019s and all the 2010s I get to see if we have any of the variations in the number of serrations on the edge. I've got two 2019s here, and I can already see that they're different comparing them. So we've got already one of the lower mintage 16 serration. The normal ones, these 2019s, would have 14. So one of these is already a variety. That's a great start already. Same roll, we got a really nice looking 2000 Knowledge, and there are a few varieties. We've found a couple of them already. One is that pedestal 0 with a die chip below the last 0. And then on the other side, we found the pedestal S with a die chip below the S. There's also a pedestal D with the die chip under the D. This doesn't appear to be any of those, but it is a really nice looking 2000 Toonie, and that might be an upgrader in my own collection. Roll number two, we're going to have a commemorative here. We can see because the obverse is different. This is the 2020 Victory, and that's a low mint coin. That's minted at only 1 million, and it looks to be in pretty good shape. That's a great find. Roll number three, and we're going to have a couple cool ones. I can tell because the obverse on this one is different. Flip it over. And that is the 2017. It's Dance of the Spirits. That's featuring the Northern Lights. And there is a colorized glow-in-the-dark version of this. I was out and about in the community a few days ago, and the guy in front of me in line at a store got one of these in change. And I asked if I could buy it off him, and he said, "No, I think it's cool. I'll keep it." So I'm just going to have to find one in this box if I can. So, but that's a cool one anyway. But in the same roll, I can see we're going to have another Victory. And this time, oh, we got color. Look at that. The 2020 Victory in color. So that's not as low mint as the non-color, but I think they're harder to come by because people definitely pull these aside and they think they're special for sure. Roll number four, here's another cool commemorative. This is the 2011 Boreal Forest. Same roll, a really nice 2018 Armistice. That's a great one for sure. Roll seven, and we got another Insulin Toonie. This one looks to be in much better shape. That's 2021 Insulin, and this is minted at just 2 million. Same roll, and it was bound to happen. I wondered if we might be able to go a full box without finding a counterfeit, but we got a counterfeit. It's nice and brand new here. We'll see what year this one sports. This is sporting the 1996, and we can see, of course, the camel toe, that dead giveaway there on that front right paw, and a few other things. It looks like a weak strike on the queen, but also the Canadian maple leaf at the top looks a little off. There's some differences with the numbers, but we got our first counterfeit of the box, and hopefully our last. I'm just in the middle of roll 11, and I've got a 1996 under the scope. And you know I'm always scoping for some of the many varieties. There's a cigar, there's a horn, there's a no ice variety in these. But I'm bringing you in because, take a look at that, I've found the 1996 cigar. It's basically just a die chip right in front of the bear's nose. And if you just want to take a close look at that, I've just got my Charlton guide that just shows the different varieties that you can find on here. And there is that cigar. And that is it. It's a no-doubter. Mine might be just a slight bit earlier in the process of deteriorating. It doesn't look quite as big, but it is definitely that die chip in that same spot. So we've got the 1996 cigar die chip variety. of the Toonie, which is really awesome because this is one I've been looking for. I've been scoping tons of 1996s and finally found one. That's awesome. I actually lost count. We're actually right now just in roll number 10. And I'm bringing you in because we got another counterfeit. This time, it's another 1996. Well, I figured we'd just take a little break in the action here in our hunt to take a look at what I just picked up in the mailbox. I participated in a $50 hunt with Walker Magnet. Go check out his channel on YouTube. He does some great videos. He does $50 hunts, coin roll hunting, a lot of coin collecting and other things. Go check him out, absolutely. But we had a great box, so I'm gonna have to dig into here. We'll take a look at what I got on that hunt. Okay, so here is the haul we got from Walker Magnet Stream. We got 4 90% 1964 Kennedy $50. That was really, really cool. So that's added to my stack. A pretty interesting and tarnished 1966 40%er. Quite tarnished. I don't know where that was stored, but that's interesting. A really neat 1974. I don't know if you can see sort of how shiny this is. It almost looks like it might have been like chrome plated or something like that. So he threw that in a flip. Very interesting coin. And then we got a 2020 Denver NIFC. It's one that I didn't have, so he sent that to me. I also got a 2015, but I already had it, so I didn't figure he needed to bear the expense of shipping that. So anyway, thank you so much, Walker Magnet. Go check out his channel and check out his streams and hunts, and that's really cool. We'll get back to the action. Roll number 12, and we've got our third fake Toonie, and this one exhibits a couple of the defects that Brent Mackey has cataloged on his cameltoetoonies.ca website. And you can see one of them at the top is actually this excess dye metal along the rim between the 2 and the maple leaf. And this one also exhibits a die crack along the queen. You can't really see it here, but I'll put it under the scope. We can take a closer look. So there's a closer look at the excess dye metal. It makes it look like there is a sort of a damage or a chip in the coin. And there is, I guess, in that the die was raised, and so it left an impression on that part of the coin. And if I just go down to the queen here, we can see the die crack that runs along her hairline and her neck at the back there. The other thing about this coin is that it exhibits a slight rotation too. So it'll be really hard for me to show, but if I was to try to hold it on its axis and flip it around, it's off by just probably like 5 or 10 degrees or something like that. Not a lot, but just enough to be noticeable. Roll number 14, we got another commemorative. We'll just take a peek and see what this is going to be. This is the non-colorized 2019 D-Day. Roll number 16, and they're starting to stack up. We got another faker. This one here is purporting to be a 2007. But it's not real. You can see that camel toe, and the coloring is off. The finish is off. A lot of things about it, but definitely that camel toe is the tell on these coins. Very next roll, another fake 2007. So we're up to 5, which is typically what I see in a box, but we still have some rolls to go. Well, we're in that very last roll, and I bring you in because we've got a commemorative, but we don't know what it is going to be. And we've got another color insulin. That's our third 2021 insulin. All right, so that's a full box, $1,000 hunted. I've got a couple stacks of 2019s here and a short stack of 2010s. First thing I'll do is just look and see if we have got any of the varieties with the serrations. We know we've got at least one in the 2019s because we saw that right away, but we'll check these as well. Okay, from those stacks, we finished with 3 of the 2019 with 16 serrations. And we got 1 of the 14 serration 2010s, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll keep all of these. I'm not exactly certain how rare they are. I just went to the Coins in Canada website to kind of see, and there's a pretty considerable premium for the 16 serration version in an MS 63 or 64. And so that bodes well, but none of these are in an MS 63 or 64, so we wouldn't fetch those kind of prices. So in this condition, they might not really hold much of a premium at all. But it's cool to find some varieties anyhow, and that's something you can be looking for. Well, I hope you enjoyed that Toonie hunt. It is complete. We'll take a quick peek at what we got here. We got 4 colorized Toonies, which is cool. We got 3 of those insulin, and one of the Victory. All of those are minted at just 2 million each, so that's really cool. We got a couple of the non-color Victory. Those are lower minted. Those are only 1 million. Got a couple of really nice looking 2000s that I probably want to upgrade in my own collection. And a few others that are sort of better varieties, or I should say better examples of some years that I might check against my own collection. That nice 05, that 2011 Parks. We found a few other cool commemoratives, a couple of the Armistice, one of the non-colored D-Day, and a couple of Vimy. We got those 16 Serration 2019s and that 14 Serration 2010. And of course, we're still finding fakes. We got 6 of them this time, so that kind of is close to my average of about 5, although I had one box with 12. And the best one that we found on this whole hunt was this 1996. It's pretty circulated, but when we put it under the scope earlier, we could see that it is that Cigar variety with that die chip in front of the polar bear's face there, where it kind of looks like he's smoking a cigar. And this is one that I've been looking for years. So I'm really happy to have found that. I'm going to flip it up and put it in my collection. That's a great one. So I hope you enjoyed this hunt for Canadian Toonies. If you did, please give the video a like, a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, Cat Roll Hunter, please consider doing that now. Hit that subscribe button and find out when my new videos are coming out. I have videos coming out all the time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.